Hello. Today a most spectacular journey came to completion. A journey that has taken me through beauty and dilapidation. A journey that's shuttled me through the most diverse range of geographical landscapes and international culture, to the most prolific landmarks on this very planet, but also to the long forgotten towns and settlements. Each and every minute has been nothing but inspirational. Some moments on this epic voyage have surprised, some have made me laugh and cry, but they all come together in my mind today to make the last 4 months the greatest in my very life. Some dream of opportunities like this, and once upon a time I dreamt too. It was the heartfelt dedication and commitment from both myself and Lee Childs, my former geography tutor and friend. What was once a figment of my imagination became actuality, and so I pay gratitude to the Royal Geographical Society this evening for selecting me in what must have been a very vigorous process. Over 4 months ago I departed my homeland with only a large bag of luggage, clothing, washing devices, chargers, books, maps, directions, but also a much larger bag, a mixed bag of feelings. Excitement, fear, questions, curiosities. Today I return with a changed perspective on travel. Solitary travel has taught me the fundamental skills of life, whether it be the mundane day-to-day tasks like cooking, or even the most significant, important skills of all, keeping safe and vigilant in unknown areas. And I return today feeling more courageous than ever before, more determined to fulfil my dreams, more inspired to travel greater distances, over greater times, to even far more greater reaches that the planet offers. But I've also returned with a changed attitude to the Western world. Until this trip, I had no idea that America could be so beautiful. I've witnessed with these very two eyes the most spellbinding flora and fauna man could ever hope to meet. Moose and caribou, bald eagle and black bear. I've heard the howling of wolves and coyote. I've walked past red fox and red squirrel, all residing in the most captivating of habitats. I've felt the bitterness of the tundra, trekked high in the mountains, scrambled across glaciers and hiked on an extinct volcano. I've strolled sandy beaches and rocky coastlines and ambled through forests and woodlands. My quench for geography has been fulfilled at last on this very trip. And I had no idea that in 4 months it could be possible to meet so much geographical diversity as I did. And yet on the other side of the scale, amongst Mother Nature herself, I've seen some of man's feats of construction. I've taken a trip up the CN Tower and the Seattle Space Needle, sipping hot chocolate at the twilight vistas. I've walked across the Golden Gate Bridge and stared at the grandeur of the view from it. I visited the world's largest park, the world's smallest park, the world's first Starbucks, and also, yes, the oldest playground in the United States. I've sauntered across streets to meet dilapidation on street corners, to see a rich saturation of homelessness, and then I continued round another street corner to see wealth of prosperity. I've not just walked across fault lines or scrambled across tree lines, but I've walked across lines of society, greeting the rich and the famous, the well-nurtured and the fortunate, blending with, unfortunately, the very poor and the helpless, the desperate, the needy. I've not just got an idea, I know for sure that America is so multicultural. America is the home to so many different beliefs, traditions, cultures and religions. Such diversity is manifested in types of clothing, style of housing, language, even to the nitty-gritty details of where you go for breakfast and what time you eat your tea. Now for some of these foreign conflicts to our own idea of normality, Some of these things may hinder people, may be a barrier to make conversation, but I learned very early on in my scholarship that the way to absorb a culture was to get into deep and meaningful conversations, and as a result, I've made lifelong contacts. The South Korean guy in the army who shares just as much passion for me for exploration. A guy from France who shares with me a deep interest in cultural pursuit. A young German girl, younger than I, but like myself, very committed to education, very committed to exploring the planet that she lives on. But more importantly, despite the fact that these people may be foreign in blood, we share so much in common. We all have hearts of compassion and soul. We unite together with courage to take ourselves out of the comfort zone and into the unknown. Whether I've rode the bus, been shuttled by train, been lifted by plane, whether I took the taxi, walked or cycled, I've encountered scenes some could only dream of. Now I know that man is sometimes not born free. In some corners of the globe, young people seldom have the chance to explore their own country, let alone the world. So today, as I stand here, I reflect on the experience. I also realise the benefits of living in what arguably is a free country. A country where one can dream, see it take place in front of their very eyes. But I didn't embark on this scholarship with unlimited funds. After fundraising and receiving the honorary grant from the RGS, I left with little over £6,000. And it took day-to-day monitoring, strict budgeting, frugal judgments to ensure I would enjoy every minute of the experience. Today, after 134 days of the most exciting of adventures, my short lifetime has seen thus far, I am finally home. Back to home comforts, back to the warmth of family and friends, back to my roots where I was brought up in. The country that first inspired my passion for geography. Here is where it all started. The vigorous application process, the frantic planning, the last minute packing. And now I'm back. Now it's time to give back to you, the people who made it very possible. Over the next 4 months I'll be embarking on a number of different projects across the country, giving talks, for example, to those with an ear for a good story. My enthusiasm for sharing my love of the planet will continue after today with a brand new TV series, launching in March, by the way. And I will now start work on my first book, which will document the greatest memories and moments of this scholarship. And all of that's ahead. So let me conclude in offering my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to those that made the last 4 months possible. To my family, who has supported me through thick and thin every step of the way. To the Royal Geographical Society for selecting me out of 14 to be a scholar. And to Lee Charles, my former geography teacher, who believed I had the potential to make my dreams a reality. Today I return to the UK with a heavy bag of mementos, but an even heavier bag of gratitude to the people I've mentioned. Let me finish by saying that I have never felt more privileged to be living on such a brilliant planet. Thank you.